Yo peoples, Kyushu92 here. I'm sorry for this video being a tad bit late. I was sort of busy today and then I went to go see Spider-Man Homecoming. It was awesome. But we're continuing with the One Piece 20th anniversary with day 7 of talking about the Yonko Shanks. Now, not much is... well, we already know that Shanks, from the beginning, we knew that he was on board the Pirate King ship Gol D. Roger as a deckhand or cabin boy alongside Buggy the Clown. Now, during the waning years of Gol D. Roger's sickness and passing, he was given Gold Roger's trademark straw hat, which he carried with him throughout his lives as a pirate. And then, after meeting Luffy and finding out that Luffy wanted to become a pirate of his own and then become Pirate King, Shanks gave him the challenge of not only keeping his trademark straw hat, but getting a crew strong enough to make Luffy's dream a reality. And Shanks' words to Luffy was, "Give me that hat back when you have a strong enough crew and come to the new world." So Luffy is, and this set off Luffy's whole pirate dream, all because of Shanks himself. Something that his grandfather, Monkey D. Garp, was very adverse to, because Garp had the intention of making not only Luffy, but also Porcus D. Ace, Luffy's adopted brother, to become Marines. And it was in his mind for them to become Marines. But Luffy and Ace were adamant, well, Luffy most of all was really adamant about becoming a pirate. So, because of Shanks' influence, we have the Monkey D. Luffy that we have today, or at least the reason why Luffy does what he does. Now, that's a little bit of Shanks' whole story. Personality-wise, Shanks is cool. He's like really, really chill, and he has the utmost respect of every single one of his crew members. Even so much that when one of the mountain bandits that came in and tried to threaten Shanks, Lucky Roo came out of nowhere and just popped the guy off in the head. Still eating his piece of meat. Straight up loyalty. Don't you dare point a gun at my captain, or you're gonna get capped. For my captain. So, yeah, Shanks has the utmost respect of everyone in his crew, and it just shows you just how good of a leader he is, because every single member of his crew is still with him. From all the members that we've seen and were introduced to, they're all still with him. Like, all this time. I'm sure they may have gotten a little bit older, but still, they still rocking that red-haired pirate flag and red-haired motif, so... he's got a really good, loyal crew, and that's exactly what I would expect from the crew of a Yonko. Now, I don't know if their dynamic runs the same way as Whitebeard's and as Big Mom does. If he has special commanders underneath him that are along the lines of the Sweet Commanders or Whitebeard's commanders in his, like, a whole pirate fleet that he has. But I get the feeling that Shanks is probably not the type to run with that whole getup of having commanders. He just has loyal crew members. Now here's the thing. This is just my theory, so I can't really confirm or deny any of this. But I just think that Shanks just has like what you would call the most normal of the pirate crews. He doesn't have any commanders or anything like that. It's just everybody is in there, is just chill on the ship. There's no major hierarchy, no second level that you need to be at. No, I think everyone on Shanks' ship is on equal ground with one another. With Shanks obviously being on the ground of his own because he's the captain. But at the same time, I believe he puts himself on equal footing of his own men. Due to just how willing they were. Like, for instance, when they went to the Marineford arc. Well, when they went to Marineford, after dealing with Kaido, they were all ready to stand and fight with Shanks, with anybody else that wanted to continue the War of the Best. And they were all just chill behind Shanks, because Shanks says, if anybody else feels like fighting, we'll fight you instead. And he has his whole crew behind him. They're all like, yeah, we'll fight with you, Captain. And I'm pretty sure that no one there at the time was willing to go and try and fight another Yonko, because they had already contended with Whitebeard. And then with the death of Whitebeard, and then Blackbeard taking Whitebeard's power, and then started wreaking havoc on the Marineford base, I'm pretty sure no one wanted to deal with Shanks at all. Not even Akainu, because the look on his face was, wow. The look on Akainu's face was, he was surprised to see red hair, to see Shanks just catch up to him. So that just points out the loyalty of his crew. Like, we'll fight one Yonko on the way to stop another Yonko, and then stop this war. Like, the thing that baffles me is they went up against Kaido on the way to Marineford, and all of them came out without a scratch. Like, their ship was fine. Normally, if you see a ship have a skirmish off screen, you'll see sails tattered, wood splintered, probably a figurehead missing here and there, and maybe even just visible signs of a skirmish or damage. Shanks rolls in. You can't even tell that he was in a fight with Kaido a little while ago. So that just speaks on the strength of Shanks. Now let's just talk about his capabilities. Well, we've seen first and foremost that he has Conqueror's Haki. He was the first person to introduce us to the concept of Haki in general. Though at the time when we were introduced to it, we had no idea what it was. Like, when he saved Luffy from that Sea King, he just stared at it, and we just all thought that he just gave him a death stare, or just literally scared the Sea King away, just by looking at him. Turns out that he used Conqueror's Haki to submit a Sea King and just tell him to get lost, and then the dude is gone. And his Haki is so strong that when he went to a meeting with Whitebeard on his ship, he knocked out everybody on the ship that had weak wills. Only the people in the leagues of the commanders on the ship were able to withstand it. Everybody else was just knocked out by him just walking up the stairs. And his Haki was strong enough to actually cause visual damage to Whitebeard's ship. Now, I've taken this cue from the anime because when you see Shanks walking up the stairs and then you see the railing on the side of the ship, you see it visibly cracked from the pressure of Shanks' Haki. And then when he clashed with Whitebeard, their Hakis literally clashed to the point where it caused the clouds in the sky to literally split from it. So he's at least able, I wouldn't call Shanks the strongest man in the world, but he's literally able to, at least in their brief skirmish, go toe-to-toe with Whitebeard. And this is from a guy who willingly gave up his left arm to save Luffy. So Shanks only has one arm right now, yet he's still more than capable. It has not slowed him down in the least. He's still just as powerful as he was before. Now, I say just as powerful, I'm only going off of the examples that we've seen so far. We have not seen Shanks, literally fight yet. I'm pretty sure we're going to see what Shanks is capable of once Luffy or somebody else meets up with him. Because that moment is going to come when we see Shanks versus somebody. And we also understand that back when Shanks had both of his arms, he was a rival to Dracul Mihawk, the strongest swordsman in the world. And we've already seen Mihawk's capabilities. No one's been able to beat him since we've seen him. So to think that someone else is on his level, literally on his level, Shanks is so far the only person that has actually been called the rival to Mihawk. Or at least it was before his arm, before he gave up his arm. Right now, Mihawk, I don't think Mihawk really considers him a rival. Close friend, maybe, but maybe not rival due to the fact that Shanks no longer has both of his arms. So he also said that he has no interest in fighting a one-armed man. But it also shows you just how much respect Shanks garners, because when Shanks arrived on the scene, Mihawk was fine fighting everybody else in the Marineford War. But as soon as Shanks rolled up, he literally told all the rest of the Marines that you told me that I was going to fight Whitebeard. You did not tell me I was going to be fighting Shanks. So I'm leaving. And he leaves. Pretty much, he just leaves. That's how much respect Shanks has. He has the world's strongest... He has enough respect of the world's strongest swordsman that Mihawk will willingly say, I'm going to fight Whitebeard, but I'm not going to fight Shanks. I don't care what you asked me. You asked me to fight Whitebeard? That's it. Shanks, no. I'm out. And the thing is, he's just, we don't even know if he's going to be the last person to be taken care of in the One Piece story. I don't know if it's going to be Blackbeard or Shanks. It's kind of a toss-up, but I think it'll be Shanks to end it on a high note. Because here's my theory. When Luffy beats Shanks, then he takes up the mantle of Pirate King. Because I'm pretty sure if he took down Blackbeard first before Shanks, then that'll be one less obstacle out of the way for him. I'm trying to put it into a correct phrase. He takes down Blackbeard, pretty much the main imminent threat of One Piece. It's of the One Piece series as a whole. I mean, sure, he's in the background. We have yet to see him in his time skip look. We all know that he has his beard in the way of the real-life Blackbeard, Edward Teach. But we don't know any more than that. About as close to the look we have is when we were seeing him speak to Burgess in Dressrosa and through his Den Mushi. But Shanks as a whole, he's strong and powerful, but at the same time a bit of an enigma, because we don't know what his fighting capabilities are. We know he's strong, but we just don't know how strong and in what way. I mean, One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 is a good example of sort of what Shanks may be capable of, but at the same time, his whole entire moveset in that game was created on the fly because we've never seen what he's been capable of doing. So I wouldn't count what they do in One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 as a canon representative of Shanks' capabilities. But that's all the time I have for speaking about Shanks. I'm pretty sure I could have covered some more things, but I'm running out of time. So I hope you all enjoyed yourselves as we continue to talk more about One Piece. And I will see you all in the next video, so take care of yourself, enjoy yourself, and as always, later, peoples!